One of the most powerful tools that people have at their disposal that they overlook or misuse is their ability to remember. An important tool to your life. It could be the very thing that helps you to move forward and to progress from now on. You see, now what you choose to remember is totally up to you. You can remember every negative thing that's happened to you or every positive thing. How you use it is totally up to your discretion. But if you want to use it to go further in life, if you want to use it to have a better outcome, it would be in your better interest to use it in a positive way. You see, being able to remember, it could save your marriage. Being able to remember could, help your relationship with your parents, friends, make you make better financial decisions, better choices in general. You see, when people come to me for help or come to me for advice, let's say they had a bad relationship with their parents, and they're telling me every bad thing that happened. I can't, me and my mother don't get along, me and my father don't get along, and we're just always at odds and they always negative. And I would ask them, you know what? Tell me a good time. Tell me a time when it was a good day, a moment. Because sometimes we can't ask for a whole day. We got to take moments. And if you can find one thing about your mother, your father, one thing, one conversation y'all had that made you laugh, that's the one. That's the one that you grab onto and you hold dearly to you. And that will be your go-to when it comes to seeing your mom in a certain light, your dad in a certain light, that person in a certain light. You see, because what you don't want is you don't want that bad energy to consume you. You don't want that negative experience and then negative times to hinder your progress in life. And the same is true when you're married. This is a thing that really, really bothers me when it comes to marriage, is that people don't remember. You see, sometimes you might have to go back to a time when you and that person went on vacation, or you and that person, watched a movie and y'all cracked up during the whole movie. For some, you might have to go back further than others. You might have to go back to when you first met the person. You might have to go back to when you first gave that person your phone number and you couldn't wait for them to call and you was excited for their call. See, these are people that truly want to succeed in their marriage. But no, what people do is they pay more attention to what's going on now. They pay more attention to what's going on right in front of them. You know what? If you truly want to save it, if you truly want to save that relationship, you know what? You might have to go all the way back to the beginning, to how it started, and then work your way back up. Sure, right now, all you can see is the negative. All you can see is every time he leave his clothes on the floor, every time she cooks and she don't wash off the stove, you just see every negative thing about them. But you have the ability to change the narrative. You have the ability to see the person that you met. And once you start to do this, you know what? A like thought would join it. If you can go back and remember when you first met, when that person first approached you, when you were planning for your wedding, when you were sitting there with your girlfriends and y'all was picking it out, and when you was excited when that person put a ring on your finger, you might have to go all the way back to that day. And I guarantee you, if you hang on to that thought just for a little while, you'll start to remember the next one, and you'll remember the next good thought, and you'll remember the next good time. You see, you got to change the energy. This is called the reticular activating system, RAS. Look it up. It's located in the base of the brain. And what it does is it finds like moments. It finds like moments. It finds like moments. But you have to activate it, you understand, in order for it to work. You see, it is so important to you. We hear, them talk about forgiving. When you forgive a person, it's not for them. It's for you. It's so that you don't hang on to that negative energy. It's so that you don't let that snowball effect start to become your reality. You have to be selfish enough to love a person in spite of them and not because of them. Your ability to remember is the first key to gaining wisdom. You understand? You have to realize that when you remember, now, like I said, it all depends on what you remember. Of course, you can sit there and think of every bad thing. That's your free will. That's another good thing that we have been given. That's your free will to do so. But when you want to be empowered, when you want to feel empowered, your ability to remember will take you further. It will keep you from making bigger mistakes down the line and in the future. See, you have to tap into what you've been given. In the scriptures, the word remember located over 300 times. It is in the scriptures over 300 times because there's power in your ability to remember. Now the question is, what do you choose to remember? It's your boy, Shady.